guys, welcome back. Today I'm here to give you some book recommendations based on the characters in There Will Come a Darkness by Katy Rose Poole. I was kindly asked to be a part of the blog booktube tour for this upcoming September release, which I recently read and really enjoyed. There Will Come a Darkness is a debut YA epic fantasy novel that is multi-perspective. There are 5 main characters in the story, and it has prophecies and twists and turns and secret organizations. I really enjoyed it. I will be talking about it in my wrap-up for August, and I do have a Goodreads review linked down below if you want to check it out. But today, I am here to give you some book recommendations based on the 5 main characters in the story. I thought it would be fun to come up with a recommendation for each of these characters, a book that I think they would enjoy, and a reason why. The first character is Hassan. Hassan is a prince in exile from his country because it's been taken over for various reasons. And Hassan is an interesting character. Being a prince, he was somewhat isolated growing up, but he cares deeply for his people and is really wrestling with his privilege as a member of the royalty and what he can do to help his people. My book recommendation for Hassan is Black Wings Beating by Alex London. This is a YA fantasy, and the reason that I picked this one is because the 2 main characters in this story are a brother and sister who come from an impoverished, abusive family background. And so I think Hassan would enjoy this because it's a story of the people, and it's a book that explores issues of power and privilege and the way that power plays and political maneuverings affect everyday people and affect those dealing with poverty. And so I think this is exactly the sort of book that he would pick up, and it happens to be one of my favorites as well. The next character that I want to talk about is Ephyra. Ephyra is also known as the Pale Hand. She is a ruthless killer, but is also fiercely protective of her sister. So she has strong family loyalties. She also kills a lot of people, mostly very bad people, but she kills a lot of people using her magical abilities, and she's afraid that killing monsters might be turning her into a monster herself. My book recommendation for Ephyra is Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I think this would be the perfect pick for her. Number one, because this does include badass female assassins, which I think that she would be really into, but it also has strong friendships and relationships and characters who stand up for and protect the people that they care about, even in violent ways. So I think this is the sort of book that would be right up Ephyra's alley. The next character is Jude, and Jude is a complicated character. He was born to be the heir of this secretive religious organization that his father runs, and he's supposed to run it in the future. They are a religious/military organization with a apocalyptic sort of mission. So Jude has grown up with this very heavy mantle of leadership on his shoulders, where he has to always present this perfect front to people around him, but in secret he has doubts and he has a divided heart and is questioning some of the things that are required of him taking on the role of leadership for this organization. And so the book that I chose for Jude is Red, White, and Royal Blue by McQuiston. Jude is struggling with his sexuality. He is a queer character, and this is a queer romance, and I feel like Jude, in trying to sort of escape the heavy mantle of leadership on him, would probably be secretly hoarding romance novels and reading them on the side and hide them somewhere that nobody knows that he's reading them. I feel like this is exactly the sort of book that he would pick up. It's a lighthearted, sort of escapist queer romance, but it also does explore some of these issues of responsibility and power and what you have to do as a leader. And so I think that this would also allow him to explore some of the questions that he has with the leadership responsibilities that will soon be coming his way. So my recommendation for him would be Red, White, and Royal Blue. If you're not familiar with this, it has blown up in recent times, and deservedly so. This is a slow burn, sort of enemies to friends to lovers romance that takes place between the first son of the first female president of the United States and the British prince, and it's a whole lot of fun. So that's my book recommendation for Jude. The next character is Anton. Anton is a reckless sort of gambler who's also on the run from his past and carries PTSD and trauma from difficult things that he's gone through. So I thought that the perfect book for Anton would be The Lies of Locke Lamora by Lynch. So the main character in this book book, Locke Lamora, is a really smart con artist. He's very clever, and I think Anton would enjoy reading a book about a clever character who takes advantage of people, because I think that's something that he does. But Locke also has trauma from a difficult past that he's dealing with, and he's got people that he cares about really deeply, and he also gets pulled into political things that he never intended to be a part of. So I think this would be exactly the right book for Anton. And the final main character that we have in this book is Beru. Beru is Ephyra's sister. She is an innocent, but she's also dying and carries a lot of guilt over the actions of others, specifically her sister, who is, as we know, the Pale Hand who kills a lot of people. She also carries a dark secret. And I feel like Beru would probably read books that are real tearjerkers, like emotional books with sweet characters. So my recommendation for her is When the Moon Was Ours by Mclemore. I rarely cry in books, and this book made me cry at least twice. I feel like this would be exactly the sort of book that she would pick up. It has beautiful writing, and it's about a girl who grows roses from her wrists, falling in love with a trans boy. It's beautiful, it's heartbreaking, it's about complicated family relationships and coming to terms with who you are when you feel like you don't fit in with the people around you, and I feel like this is exactly the sort of book that Beru would pick up. So there you go, those are my 5 book recommendations based on the main characters in There Will Come a Darkness. This was a fun list to put together, and in case you're wondering, I absolutely love all of the books that I recommended, so this recommendation list is not just for these characters, but you too should maybe check them out if these sound interesting to you. There Will Come a Darkness is coming out in September. I will put the date on the screen if you guys are interested in checking it out. Thank you so much to Fierce Reads for sending me a copy for a review and for including me in this tour. I thought it was really fun to do. Talk to me in the comments down below and let me know any of your thoughts about There Will Come a Darkness, about the books that I recommended. For your question of the day, pick a character from one of your favorite books and make a recommendation for a book that you think that they would read, because I think that's kind of a fun thing to do. I would love to see what your recommendations are for some of your favorite characters. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.